Hello, Virgo, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of November 2nd through the 8th. And through that time, the moon, we have the waxing gibbous, and then the full moon energy on the 5th and the 6th, and then the waning gibbous. So, of course, our focus will be that full moon right in the middle of the week, or the beginning of the week, actually. But that energy can move. I feel like sometimes 3 or 4 days that energy can hang around. So, of course, it'll be the focal point of the week, and that can be a time of heightened emotions. Some people can feel prone to be overwhelmed and a little bit anxious or a little irritable. You might have changes in your sleeping patterns. Um, for some of us, like me, it's just a time of heightened energy. I don't feel irritable or snappy. I just feel full of energy. And it is hard for me to sleep. I do experience some of the sleep disruption there during the full moons, but I feel great during the full moon anyway. So it is a good time if you deal with anxiety during that time, a good time to release any resentment or fears that we're having, and also to practice patience and calm. And I feel like once you conquer those, maybe that moon energy can be a little bit more positive for you. So keep those in mind, those moon energies, as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading, Virgo. So please keep that in mind. You may encounter some of these energies or not, but please take what resonates and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And Virgo, your overall message for this particular reading: you're very close to achieving your goal. All right, let's see what the Virgo collective has going on this week. As I'm shuffling, my fun reminder this week is that you notice the world around you when it comes to synchronicities. This could be things like a song that you overhear, a conversation. You might encounter an animal that you don't see every day, or numbers or repeating number patterns, but it's the universe's way of dropping you just little breadcrumbs on your unique path to give you just guidance and kind of nudge you in different directions. So just my fun reminder for you to pay attention to those this week. All right, Virgo, let's get into this reading November 2nd through the 8th. You are very close to achieving your goal. Your present energy is the Fool card. So it looks like off onto a new journey. This new journey looks like maybe you've just wrapped something up and you're just off on a new journey in some part of your life. We'll see if the cards come out, if they give us a little bit of a clue there, but something new for you. Your current situation is the Three of Pentacles. So, Three of Pentacles is about kind of creative collaboration. So this could just be something new that you're starting in the creative realm. It could be, that you're getting together with a group to do something, artistic or musical. Or this could be people that you're gathering together with at work. You may have a group that's coming together to work on a particular project, and there's going to be creative ideas being tossed around. So, but it looks like it's kind of it's a new thing for you. It's a new thing to either to be in a group like this, or to and I mean not new ever. I just mean new for you right now. Like what am I trying to say? Not that you've never creatively collaborated before, but new to this realm. Like maybe if you're in a job, you've never done this particular thing in this way before, if that makes sense. All right. At the root of your situation is the Death card. So some sort of ending has brought this on. Of course, endings. I'm never surprised to see these two cards together, because endings come with new beginnings right after. So, here we are at the Fool card after something has ended for you, and it is pushing you onto this new path. In your recent past is the Four of Swords, which is definitely about rest and meditation. And maybe you have asked for this new journey. Maybe something has ended, and you were kind of thinking, hey, you kind of manifested this thing. I need this new. I have this space now. This thing has ended, and I have space in my life for something new. Let's bring something in, and that's definitely what's happening right now. On your mind this week is the Three of Wands, which is about new ventures. Sometimes the Three of Wands is about travel. but it's about just starting new things, new projects. I'm also going to point out too that we've now got 2 3s on the table. So when talking about synchronistic things, you might want to look up angel number 33 and see if that, kind of coincides with something that you're going through in your life, and see if that's helpful for you right now. What is just ahead of you this week is the Chariot. So not making a move, but ahead of you is getting ready to make a move. So you might be, again, collaborating with people, coming together, tossing around ideas, thoughts, thinking about things that you want to do in the future. And again, you're kind of gathering that information. I don't see you making big moves this week on it. And it might be something that happens over a few weeks time, right? That you're not going to make a big huge move yet. We're in this new, in that full energy, which is definitely about believing in something that you want to move forward to. So you're definitely gathering information and getting ready to make a pretty big move here with those, 3 major arcana. I would, if I see another one, I'll call this kind of a major life event for you. In your advice position is to kind of just keep going, plug away, keep all the balls in the air on what, the things that you've been doing. This can especially come to, your just balancing things, balancing your finances and your work life with your home life, balancing things and just keeping everything kind of going as you're observing things and trying to get ready to make this move. And as this new energy of this new thing that's come up for you, this new journey that you're going to be on, don't forget to just take care of your responsibilities and keep things kind of balanced as you're moving towards this big change. What is beyond your control this week is feeling a little bit like an outsider here with the 5 of Pentacles. So don't spend this time that you're getting ready to make this move comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. And I do feel like this is a card of that. This is a card of, kind of just feeling a little bit like an outsider. So, you know, don't do that. Don't let yourself give it that much energy. It's kind of beyond your control that that's going to seep into you, but don't let yourself focus on that too much, because you're very close to achieving this goal. You're very close, and let's not let something else come in and kind of distract you. You need to be of singular focus, getting things accomplished here. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid is having lots of choices here with the 7 of Cups and lots of emotional choices. So is it your secret desire to have this many choices, or are you trying to avoid having all of those choices come up? So that's something for you to think about, of course. Trying to think of how that ties into, yeah, that's just your big question. Do you want a lot of choices, or would you rather just kind of be narrow? I was talking about that narrow focus. So ask yourself that, and there's no wrong answer. You may want to have more choices, and as you're gathering this information, you may not want to have them. It's just kind of your big question of the week, is to ask yourself that and then proceed just according to whatever your answer might come up to that. In your outcome position, Virgo, we have the Star card. So the Star card is about finding direction, and it's about moving correctly into that direction. So again, you're on this new journey, um and again, you're thinking about this new venture, this new thing, and I feel like you're just getting ready. That's kind of what the Chariot, I call that the packing the minivan card. Like you're gathering the information. Do I want to do this, that, and the other? And that's maybe where some of these choices do come in, that you're making those choices. But comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't, if you're feeling like an outsider, I feel like it's internal. It's not true. It's almost like they talk about people who post on social media that they're posting their highlight reel. So none of us are supposed to compare our lives to any of that, and that totally makes sense, right? So, but at the end of this week, you're going to be on the right direction. You're heading, you've got like the right momentum going, which is really, really good. So keep that going, keep your focus on that and not on these negative thoughts. So, all right, let's get a final word here for Virgo. Final message for November 2nd through the 8th. Final word for Virgo, please. All right. The creative no. Okay. There could be something that as you're, I'm really thinking about this juggling card here, that as you're trying to keep all the balls in the air because you're gathering all this information. And there may be something that you do need to say no to because you just have too much going on, even if it's just internal. Make sure you're not committing to things that are going to overwhelm you so that you can't get your own things done. Oh, I forgot to see. Let's see what's hidden from you at the bottom of the deck is the moon card. So the moon card encourages us to trust our intuition, pay attention to our dreams. So that's hidden from you this week. Make sure that you at least try to take a little bit of time, like I said, with the synchronistic things to really pay attention to the universe. What is the universe telling me to do? And because this is hidden from you, the star card is, I feel like the star card's kind of in the same realm as the moon card, but the star card is definitely about you having a direction. The moon card is more about your intuition telling you what that direction might be. So if that's a little hidden from you, make sure you're paying attention to those synchronicities this week and let those little messages that come out guide you, and start with the number 33 since that came up for you already. See if that's a number that you encounter a lot this week. All right, what does Virgo need to do in the way of self-care? I feel like you're in a transition period too. And so the other transitions, let's see, Taurus, who else? Taurus, Leo, and maybe even Cancer. I feel like there's almost a collective something happening with this full moon that's kind of transitioning everyone into kind of a new way of being. And it could be that it's, we are kind of changing seasons here, but I don't know. I just feel like collectively there's something going on. Could be in the astrology, and a lot of times this happens with tarot that I notice that almost all of the signs have something kind of in common that's kind of big that they're going through, and this seems to be one of those times right now. And it is about transition, and you're no different. I feel like you're transitioning as well. All right, Virgo, in the area of self-care, and the card that comes up for you is the card that says Mind. You are the master of your inner world, and you decide how the outer world affects you. Cultivate a calm inner state. So, definitely do that. I think that's great advice. I feel like, again, you're getting ready to make a move. You're in kind of a transition. Something has ended for you here, and you're starting off on this new journey. And again, it's a transition, and you're not alone. There's a lot of other people out there going through this transitionary phase, but it could be about this collaboration and this creative, coming together with like minds. So, Virgo, I wish you all the luck with this reading. I feel like, it wasn't even specific. I can't even say what part of your life here this is going to affect the most because, the elements are kind of all over the place. This could pertain to something work related. This could be relationship related. This could be family related. This tarot is a template, and it can template over all the different areas of your life for different people. So even for some Virgos, this might be a work situation. For others, it may be a family situation. So, just look around and see how this relates to your life, where this information template's over for you, because it's not being super specific here on the table for me. So, anyway, Virgo, I hope there's something you can take away and use in this reading in a positive way for your life this week. If you're comfortable sharing, let me know. Are you in some sort of transition phase? Did something end for you? And, you're at this new beginning where you're kind of gathering information for your next step. If that's true, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you like my reading style, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps my channel. I appreciate that so much. But most importantly, it'll help you find me next week where you can come back and see if this energy, if this story continues, or if there's something completely new here for you next week. So thanks so much, Virgo. Good luck with this, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.